everybody. Welcome. It's Lydia Nakazawa here, and today we're going to be getting into some VTuber Newsy news. But before we do, please make sure to smash subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell. Okay, on to our very first piece of news, guys. So yesterday I reported there was a notice concerning arrest of a suspect on charges of obstruction of business about NIJISANJI, right? So we actually do have an update, surprisingly, on this story. So this is posted on the KUROSANJI subreddit by Throwaway, and it says, the man arrested for threats against any color sent multiple emails threatening to kill event goers. Huh? Nani? This is the article itself here. There is a summary here in the Reddit. It says, translation, 35-year-old man living in Kyoto Prefecture was arrested for interfering with VTuber operations by sending emails threatening to sprinkle gasoline on the event venue. What? Oh my God. According to the Metropolitan Police Department, in September and October this year, Naomasa Kojishi sent an email to Anycolor Inc., who runs the event, saying he would pour gasoline, kill and injure many people at VTuber event venues. In response to the investigation, the suspect Koishi admitted to the charges. The Metropolitan Police Department believes that Kogishi has sent many emails and complaints to Anycolor and is investigating his motives. And then Throwaway says, effed up. This is what the guy looks like here. So let's see what some of the people on Reddit got to say. Horror Game White says, given what we've seen from Kyoto Ani incident and recently some bombers, terrorists sent a bomb threat letter to the Prime Minister in the name of KRONI, this anti-VTuber sentiment is getting wild. Lord Ashura says, damn, he basically wanted to commit a repeat of Kyoto Ani incident. He needs to be locked away for good. Last Power says, this guy is just plain psychotic. Sending death threats to innocent people is just insane. All right, on to our next piece of newsy news that's kind of related. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. This is Mikeneko. Mikeneko is an independent Japanese VTuber. Okay, why are we talking about Mikeneko? Well, guys, Mikeneko had posted on Twitter/X saying, I used to get death threats and bomb threats almost every day, but since December, I haven't gotten one. It may be a coincidence, but I'm glad the bad guys were caught. So here is the actual messages that Mikeneko would get. Here is the translation of them saying, I'll kill you, I'll stab you to death with a kitchen knife, which is terrible and very scary. So why is this related? Well, Mikeneko also retweeted this Anycolor news that this person's been arrested. Was it the same person? Not sure. Is it perhaps, now that the police are cracking down on people sending death threats to VTubers, maybe the copycat people are starting to hush up? Who really knows for sure? At the end of the day, it's a win for the VTuber community because sending threatening emails like this, sending threatening messages like this, threatening to like light stuff on fire and hurt people, that is very scary. So hopefully this turns things around, and you know, a lot of people think twice about sending horribly horrific messages like this because it is very scary. There's a human being on the other end of that VTuber, right? So just, it's gross. It's gross that that even happened. On to our next piece of newsy news. This is Akai Hato. Everyone just calls her Hachima. Hachima is a female Japanese virtual YouTuber associated with HOLOLIVE. Why are we talking about Hachima? Well, guys, Hachima had an important announcement. So this was the announcement. You can see it's like important. Hachima will be speaking later. And the, you know, the first thing you see is her crying. You're like, oh man, like what's going on? This has like almost 500,000 views here. So if you go to her channel and you look at her other videos, it's not as high as this one. So you're like, oh my God, like, is she retiring? What's happening, right? Like, oh my God, she's already starting out crying. Like, this is bad news bears, right? This is the actual video with Akai will have some important news to announce later. So like, oh my God, like, oh, what is this going to be? Oh no. An important notice. It's crying already, right? So like, what? On December 9th at 6 p.m. Akai Hato will spread the word about my new outfit. Definitely. Come and see it. So, you know what? She was trolling, guys. She was trolling you all because you're like, oh no, she's gonna leave. She's crying. And they're like, aha, it's just an outfit reveal, dummy. Anyways, so Let's see what the people on Kurosanji got to say. This is posted by Necrolancer. So OP says, she's getting a new outfit on December 9th. She became one of my Oshis with this power move. Absolute gall it took to troll the community. Various says, I would honestly be angry if I saw this live and without seeing the announcement in the HOLOLIVE Twitter a bit earlier. But as it stands, hilariously cruel. But hey, that's comedy sometimes. What do you think, guys? What do you think? On to our next piece of newsy news. This is Ojiu. And Ojiu is a female Korean virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI. Why are we talking about Ojiu? Well, guys, Ojiu is from Korea. All right. If you don't know what recently happened in Korea, Korea had imposed martial law on December 3rd, 2024. And you're like, what the heck is martial law? Does this have to do with Red Dead Redemption? No, it doesn't. So martial law is a replacement of civilian government by military rule and the suspension of civilian legal process for military powers. Very briefly, in South Korea, there was martial law. Okay. So anyways, so what does this have to do with Ojiu? Well, okay. Ojiu has released a statement on X saying about the issues that concern me at the moment. So here's the translation, obviously machine translated, so it's not going to be perfect, but we're going to try our best anyway, okay? It says, I'm Ojiu, a virtual liver belonging to NIJISANJI. It seems that the content of the broadcast that took place on December 4th has become an issue, so I'm posting this message. There were chats related to the issue at the time, so after taking measures to prevent those messages from being posted, I said, now just to reiterate that political discussions are banned, everyone. I understand how you feel, but political discussions are banned, so just, I think when we wake up, things will be resolved. Later, in response to the comment, what was discussed, I said, oh no, I think it's not bad to remain unaware. The statement about thinking it's not bad to remain unaware meant that if you didn't see that comment, it's better to stay unaware. The broadcast at the time was an act to soothe my restless mind, and saying that I think things will be resolved when I wake up meant if you're feeling too stressed, take a little rest is also a method. Although I couldn't say much, I am more aware of the issue at the time than anyone else. It is clearly my fault that my actions and statements during the broadcast caused you concern and worry, and I did not consider the influence I have. I will be more careful to ensure that this does not happen again in the future. I understand that everyone is angry and anxious. I sincerely apologize for causing you to feel even worse because of me. I hope everyone has a safe and peaceful night. So long story short, they were kind of like, man, not a big deal. Martial law, psh. So it turned out to be a pretty big deal. Obviously, I mean, like, the thing is, like, at a time of crisis, right? A VTuber is like what people look to for soothing. So you can understand why this VTuber took this approach. However, hindsight's 2020. You're like, oh yeah, maybe this was not the right approach. And obviously they're feeling not great about what they did. So then this is just a follow-up from Ojiu saying, also, I will take some time to reflect on myself until Sunday. I hope you all have a good night. To be fair, that is a very stressful situation to happen to anyone because that's not something that you expect your country to do. You know, you're just living your everyday life and you're like, oh my God, what the heck happened? So you can kind of understand both sides, but it does make sense that they're feeling a little bit remorseful because they're like, wow, I was not taking this seriously at all. And look what happened. Holy moly. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Millie Parfait. Millie Parfait is a female English Filipino virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI EN's Third Wave. Okay, so why are we talking about Millie Parfait? Well, guys, Millie Parfait is organizing a NIJI EN Awards. So let's take a look. This is posted on her X account saying, NIJI EN Awards 2024. Hello, everyone. I'm organizing a NIJI EN Awards 2024. Date to be announced, but end of the year. And I need your help to make it fun. Here's how you can participate. Discuss with your fellow Oshi lover what you think your Oshi truly deserves. 2, fill out the Google form. 3, submit your votes before December 14th, 11 p.m. JST. I want to make sure that you get to decide what your Oshi's award would be. After all, you know best what they deserve. Let's all have fun and appreciate our Oshis before 2024 ends. Retweets appreciated, by the way, #, hashtag NIJI EN Awards 2024. Why Millie is running it and not NIJI themselves, that's a little bit strange, but okay. Of course, the Kurosanji subreddit has some chef's kiss. You gotta read some of these. Okay, it's posted on the Kurosanji subreddit. Posted for Doesn't Work for Is says, I guess they're doing their own awards. This is probably the best comment. If you are not in the know of the inner workings at Kurosanji, you probably won't get these jokes. Okay, W Lord has, here are my nominations. Best collab, Black Stream. Best copyright strike, Vox. Best tourism promo, Kyo and South Korea. Best sponsorship, Yuki and McDonald's. Best community, Hex and the Sicklings. Best event, NIJI EN Summer Jam canceled. Milestone of the year, Alir reaching 500k subs. A corporate communication of the year, could always just effing ask. And press release of the year, negligible. Like, mwah, this is the best comment. I was like dying. I was dying. This is, oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. Anyways, oh, don't forget, best sex best. We'll get into that in a second. It's so good. This is the funniest shit. Chef's kiss, best comment of the year. If you are a supporter of NIJI, they're having their NIJI awards, so I guess you can vote on your Google form. Okay, but man, okay, this like literally this comment like, oh my God, my sides hurt from laughing. It's fantastic. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. All right, so this is Twisty, and Twisty is an English virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI EN. So this next story, it broke while I was off ill getting emergency surgery. So technically this is old news, but there's something new happening today that I want to put you guys on, okay? So this is Twisty, okay, and this is Aster Arcadia. And Aster Arcadia is a male English virtual YouTuber affiliated with NIJISANJI's EN 6-Wave Illunia. Okay, so why are we talking about Twisty and Aster? Well, guys, during the time I was away, there were some Discord message leaks from someone named Frank. Obviously, you can take a look at those yourself. However, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit and posted by Zedfi, and it says, False ID is talking about the leaks regarding his reactions to Rima's video. So it said this clip is taken from False's recent stream today. So let's take a listen, shall we?
Some screenshots out there regarding, especially Aster Arcadia. Some really heavy allegations from apparently someone in NIJISANJI against Aster. But I'll go ahead and say this. Yes, I do intend to cover this in next video. Yes, this is basically the video I've been talking about for a little bit of time here. And yes, I'll leave you just with this. They're legitimate. They are legitimate screenshots. And I think the most serious allegation against NIJISANJI English right now. Because the long and short of it is they have a very real problem here that goes beyond the company.
Wow. In
a very real way.
So that is False ID saying that he's going to be releasing a video potentially tomorrow, which is as of filming today. So when False ID releases the video, I highly encourage you to go check it out because False is very good at breaking things down, very well researched. I'm a big supporter of False ID on this channel. I think False is great. So let's see what some of the people on Reddit got to say here. Rando Antho says, the way my eyes widened when he said they're legitimate. But yeah, this is way too serious of an allegation for NIJI to just slip under the rug. When False's video is put out there, tons of new people are going to find out and NIJI has to do something about it. They have to do some kind of internal investigation at some point, right? Or at least some members have to speak out about their experience with Aster, right? Or they're just going to keep ignoring the issue until it becomes too big to handle. When it drops, it's going to be crazy. So that's the reason why I didn't cover this because I was in a hospital bed. Sorry, guys. Anyways, but yeah, we're all looking forward to that when that video drops. Okay, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is Oru KRONI, and Oru KRONI is a female-speaking English virtual YouTuber associated with HOLOLIVE. This is KRONI's thoughts on current graduations. This is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit by Zonko91. Let's take a listen.
I guess I have something that I should talk about because, yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of feeling uneasy at the moment. I really do mean it when I say that, you know, things will be okay. I said it on Twitter, and I personally don't believe the company is heading towards like a negative direction. I would mention like you know, some frustrations with management here and there. But the thing is, like, those concerns were only brought up because they're not really that big of a deal, since if things were actually problematic, I wouldn't be bringing it up on stream. And if things got really bad to that point, I don't think I would be here. I have my disagreements here and there, but regardless of what's happened, I'm pretty happy to be here. Me personally, I'm fine with where things are at. For those who might be worried that this is a PR response that I need to give out,
good point.
It's not, since I've never been forced to say anything to the public.
Wow. Okay, so let's see some of the comments thing. Danny says, every time change happens, there are people who love it, people who are okay with it, and people who dislike it. Okay, so this is just kind of like someone who's on the inside giving their opinion that maybe it's not so bad over at HOLOLIVE. Sometimes managers jive with some people and not the other. It is a very personal thing, I guess. If you want to stay, from what KRONI's saying, it's not an implosion over there. Some people are genuinely enjoying their time while others are not, right? So yeah, it is hard to please everyone, but at the same time, even in her statements here, she's like, oh yeah, I know I have complaints too. It's like, maybe that's the problem. Long story short, so this is what KRONI's thoughts are on the current graduation. Okay, on to our next piece of Newsy news. This is Hoshimachi Suisei, and Hoshimachi Suisei is a female Japanese virtual YouTuber associated with HOLOLIVE. Okay, so why are we talking about Suisei? Well, Suisei had some pretty cool news posted on her X account. It says, I participated in the Japanese version of a voice actress. This is Moana 2, which is a Disney film. So that is so, like, what an incredible feat here. It says, I'm so happy to be able to participate in my favorite Disney movie. Suisei-chan's character is covered in sand. Be sure to check it out at the cinema. So this is kind of what you want to see from the VTuber sphere. You want to see, like, your favorite people participating in, like, incredible opportunities. So, like, congratulations. That is incredible, Suisei. Well done. Suisei's in a Disney movie. Hell yeah. Okay, on to our next piece of Newsy news. This is POCHI Wanmaru. And POCHI Wanmaru was a female English-speaking virtual YouTuber affiliated with Idol EN's first generation. So then POCHI became Fluffen Fox, who is a female English virtual YouTuber. Okay, so why are we talking about Fluffen Fox? Well, guys, Fluffen Fox has some not great news. This is a post on the Kurosanji subreddit posted by Last Power, and it says, Fluffen Fox has made saddening announcement, an indefinite hiatus. Yikes. Let's take a look. When you see a black and white wall of text on a VTuber's Twitter, tends to make people a little bit nervous. Okay, it says, I've decided to go on an indefinite break hiatus, if not leave altogether. I don't know if I want to be a VTuber anymore. It is so hard to do anything without people throwing a fit somewhere, somehow, assuming the worst stuff about you, and spreading hate and lies. VTubing is not fun anymore. It feels like constant walking on eggshells and endless cliques of bullies and gossiping. VTubing is not lucrative for everyone. It is hard to live on. I have been saving on and off, investing into the hobby, but it doesn't feel worth it anymore. I can't see my family or travel, else I'll be considered lazy. I have to stream constantly nonstop, else I'm not a hard worker. I have to do everything for free, else I'm greedy or a grifter. I couldn't even open a Patreon for less than a few days. I didn't even get to do an official opening to try to offer new things and earn money to support myself without being judged for it. You can't do subathons or donathons, else you're taking advantage of people, even if it's to fund yourself, your projects, or a better life. If things change from what was planned, even if it's outside my control, it's my fault. I'm to blame. My corpo couldn't help me, and I took the brunt for a lot, even if I just wanted to leave and find peace. And lastly, no one cares about the truth and will swing with any narrative, and you will be isolated before you know it. To those who have ever wished me ill, I hope you are happy. I give up. I have had enough. I've always tried my best to be kind and support others, but my soul feels like it's been crushed. I will be finishing up most of the things I've set out to do as Fluffen Fox, but will halt any plans related to outfits, 3D, etc. I am sorry to the people who have always believed in me. I always wanted to play video games and earn from content creation growing up with my favorite YouTubers and having a lot of self-esteem issues and social anxiety. VTubing seemed like the perfect outlet for me. I was wrong. Oh goodness. And it says, this absolutely sickens me. Fluffen doesn't deserve to be dogpiled by these massive amounts of hate. I hope she becomes a mentally stronger person in the future. So let's see what some of the comments on Reddit gotta say. It says, sometimes I think Sakai was cursed. They had potential, but things went into the wrong timeline. And then Aruga Faye says, as soon as the Donathon thing came up, I knew who this was. I'm sympathetic and I don't know what's going on in her life, but the fan base isn't really responsible for your finances. If you're constantly short on money and having to fundraise, it's a bad look, especially if there's some expectation of providing something in exchange. Idol had its problems. They were saved from bankruptcy by getting bought. They stretched their money too thin and paid the price. And then Opatari says, it's the truth of being somebody at all these days. You can't just say, I like X without someone immediately going, that means you hate Y, and immediately getting angry for absolutely no reason. Or you just can't do something better in your own livelihood without someone going, this person I know and definitely more successful can do the job without ever having to ask for donations. And again, going ape stuff for zero provocation. And Ajita says, it's Pochi Wanmaru. There's a lot of allegations or drama around her. Read up on it first before you respond emotionally. So then this person kind of explains as to why exactly there is drama. So Christman says 2 donathons under Idol barely filled any goal she promised to her fans. Yet she kept asking more money, re-debuted with a new model, which she admitted paid with her own money. When she didn't get the money she wanted to finance her move out in early 2024, she tried to imitate Doki Bird and called them out on her indie account, telling she will quit. You can kind of see why the fans are not happy with Pochi / Fluffen. The promises weren't delivered. You can see kind of like where like the anger and resentment is coming out here. So let's see what some of the people on Twitter gotta say. So this is Sayu's response. Sayu says, this is what the quote VTubing community really is. It has been for years, and I implore others to speak out against this. How can we feel proud to be a VTuber when this is what we are expected to be? When we don't, we're either naive, lucky, jaded, or part of the problem. I can't word things well anymore. I don't argue a lot of things because, frankly, I've lost the ability to do so. I've become very apathetic as a defense mechanism mentally towards things online / in relation to VTubing, because otherwise I'll just break down. It's a struggle now being in between your dream, the most wonderful experiences and humbling job you've ever had, while also being the thing that forces you to treat good people / peers poorly, look the other way from horrible things, and want to game over from one small mistake. I know people will always look down on those who speak out about these things, but I truly hope we can change things by being more aware in the next year. VTubing was wonderful when it first started, and I'll never forget how that felt. There is hope. And then Sylvie VTuber says, quote, no one cares about the truth and will swing any narrative, and you will be isolated before you know it, end quote. It says, it's a sad day when VTubers' enjoyment of the medium is snuffed out due to the negativity surrounding the community. I feel for Fluffen Fox here, and a lot of what she said resonated with me deeply. The VTuber community is very unforgiving of mistakes. Viewers and peers remember everything you've ever done that they considered to be, quote, wrong. Other VTubers will avoid you to protect their own brand. That's true. And some people will bring it up continually to criticize and degrade you in public or behind closed doors. It makes it extremely hard to move on from these past mistakes, even if you're grown, learned, and improved as a person and creator. Fluffen Fox mentions the cliques, bullies, and gossiping that permeates the industry. Everyone has their own agenda in this space, and I would implore VTubers and viewers alike to make your own decisions about creators you hear negatively about, and not be so quick to judge based on the word of mouth and gossiping. I wish more people would have an open mind and be willing to give creators the space to make some mistakes without it being treated like a social death sentence. I don't typically make posts like this, and I don't know her personally or know her story, but everything I've read in Fluffen Fox's post really struck a chord with me, so I felt like expressing that somehow. I hope Fluffen Fox will enjoy her peace and quiet away from the negativity, and I wish her the very best. There's so many good things about the VTuber community, but man, there's so many bad things too. So you won't fully understand unless you are a content creator yourself, right? Because you see the back end. You see the veil has been lifted. You kind of can see the things that the fans don't really see, right? At the end of the day, VTubing is part of the arts and entertainment industry. I feel what Fluffen Fox is saying, right? Because like there are cliques and there is the dark side of VTubing, so to speak. So you can kind of understand why she'd want to take an indefinite hiatus. Anyways, and that's the end of the VTuber Newsy news. We do have someone for the VTuber Spotlight though. This is Mama Swan, and Mama Swan is a artist from Australia, a VTuber, and a smooth brain swan, and a say-so swan streamer. This is Mama Swan on X. This is Mama Swan on Twitch, and this is just a funny clip from Mama Swan. So let's just take a look. This says, "When the head pats become sussy."
I'm getting old. My hips. Let me just. Oh yeah, just gonna do some yoga. The body tracking.
So go check out Mama Swan on Twitch and go check out Mama Swan on X. Okay, guys, and that's it. That's the end of the VTuber Newsy News. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure to hit the like, smash subscribe, and have yourself a wonderful day. Okay, guys, take care. I love you. Mwah. Bye-bye.